Hi, I'm China. I have my creative journal here, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of memory keeping slash journaling today. Last weekend, I went on a trip to East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, to do a little bit of hiking on the Appalachian Trail with my partner and our pup, Riley. I wanted to print out a few highlights from our trip. So I used my Leanne photo printer to print out some pictures that I liked. And then I'm also going to be using this fall sticker book from Recollections. It has some great stickers for hiking specifically, like this Seek Out Nature and this girl using a map. And then they have some extra for camping and a few more hiking stickers as well. Being in nature has always been so healing for me. Hiking is one of my favorite activities. It felt so good, and I didn't know how much I needed to breathe in some fresh air, feel the leaves crunching underneath my feet. So, I definitely want to take the time to document this trip in my journal to have it to look back on in the future. I'm going to get started with journaling and then I'll share a few more clips from our trip along the way. The first photos that I'm going to be putting down is one of, yes, a blizzard from Dairy Queen, as well as a photo I took from a coffee shop in downtown East Stroudsburg. I love going to tiny towns that have local stores and cobblestone streets, and that is exactly what downtown East Stroudsburg looks like. Every time we go, this is the second time that we've been to this area. I try to go to some different coffee shops that I haven't been to before. So we went to a shop called 7th Street Cafe, and I just used my Tombow dual brush pen to write out the name of the cafe. And then I used a Muji 0.38 pen to outline the lettering just to make it pop off the page a bit. One of the ways that I like to journal is to add some icon stickers that match what I was doing at the time. So I found this little creamer sticker and this latte that I'm going to put on top of the photo of the cafe. I had a delicious oat milk latte there. It was the perfect warm drink for how chilly the weather was. And then I found this cup of ice cream and spoon that I'm going to put underneath my Dairy Queen photo. So, story about the Dairy Queen is that we don't really have them close to where we are currently. So, the only time that we get to have Dairy Queen is when we travel a little bit north towards the Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania. So, I'm going to take a mild liner and write Dairy Queen, and I'll be highlighting or outlining that with the Muji pen as well. I had my first blizzard from Dairy Queen last year when we traveled to this area, but I definitely settled on Snickers and Brownie Blizzard as my favorite. So I'm going to take a little smiley face from the Tiny Icon sticker book and put that next to my little ice cream. The next part of our trip was a hike on the Lake Lenape Trail, which is part of the Appalachian Trail system. This photo is a picture of my dog Riley in her little flannel jacket there, and she is overlooking the Delaware River. I put a box down, and I love that Seek Out Nature sticker that I put at the bottom. And I am using the Tombow marker to write down Mount Mincy, which is the mountain that we ended up hiking to the top of, which was absolutely not planned at all. And I'm going to add a few more embellishments around that box. So we started our hike on the Lake Lenape Trail, which was pretty moderate, but then we saw that if we hiked a considerable amount more, we could actually make it to the summit of the mountain. So we kept going. It was quite steep, a little difficult, but so many great views along the way, making it worth it. And when we finally made it to the top, it was so breathtaking. This view here of the Delaware River Valley, the mountain on the other side is Mount Tammany, and just sitting there and taking in all the nature, all the beauty was so soothing to me. I was so glad that we just went on a whim and went the extra mile or couple of miles actually to enjoy such a beautiful view. So, everything on the left side of the page, that is what our Saturday looked like. And then I'm going to start working on the right side of the page. I put down a blue box on the right side of the page and I realized that I wanted the spread to be more balanced. So I added a random blue box to the left side of the page next to the sticker of my dog. And I will fill something in there a little bit later. I put down that silly photo of my partner and I. We were trying to take photos, but the sun was too bright, and that's what our faces ended up looking like. And then on the bottom, I'm going to take this photo of Riley and I hiking together. And then next, I'm going to take this photo. This is Larry the skeleton, and I will share a little bit more about Larry and where he lives in a little bit. I'm going to add a few more stickers before I continue journaling on the right side of the page. This page will have everything that we did on Sunday. I thought the girl with the map directing her way was appropriate for how our hike went this day. Even though this hike was a lot easier than hiking Mount Mincy, we did get turned around a bit, had to refer to our All Trails app, so she was very appropriate. I'm also going to put this tree down and this sign that says campground and lake around that green box that I put onto the spread. And I'm using my Tombow marker to write down the Mystical Mug, which is another local coffee shop that we got the opportunity to grab a hot cup of coffee at. Sometimes when I journal, I just write down words that come up for me at first. So I'm writing the word quiet. I'll write a little bit more about that after I write about going to the Mystical Mug, which was definitely a niche coffee shop. Everything was kind of spooky and witchy and mystical. And this is where we saw Larry. That's not his real name. I named him that. But he had a sign that said, "Leave me alone. I'm old and I'm fragile." And I can't say how much I identify with that. I got another yummy and warm oat milk latte before heading out on our hike. So I'm writing about how wonderful it was to go on this quiet hike in Mount Nebo Park. The highlight of this hike is this beautiful lake here. It was very quiet, very serene. We took some time to just take in the sun, feeling the warmth on our faces, and it really reminded me just how quiet and beautiful being quiet can be. We live in the city, and I do enjoy the vibrancy of being here. There are so many people, so many different types of people, so many activities. But when I do have the opportunity to get away, like I did last weekend, I realize how much noise there is. And as soon as we stepped out and went hiking, I could automatically feel my nervous system just kind of relaxing. So I'm writing a bit about that. We did a bit more hiking. This trail was not as steep, but there was a little bit of an incline, and we were met again by some very beautiful views of the Delaware Water Gap, actually, which is in between New Jersey and Pennsylvania. So this was a reminder, the entire trip was a reminder that I really needed to slow down. I need to take even small moments to get out in nature, to get some sun on my face, to get some fresh air. Um, this year has been quite difficult, but it's these little moments like this, like grabbing Dairy Queen, enjoying some nature, enjoying a nice warm beverage that really make things all right for me. So I'm adding some washi to wrap up the spread. Comment down below what activities bring you peace and a little relaxation. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one.